Let's talk about the race between the US and China for AI dominance. Think of AI competition as a stack of layers. At the very top, you have applications, the tools we use every day like ChatGPT, Notebook, LM, or Claude. But to build these apps, you need large language models. To create those models, you need massive computing infrastructure, and that infrastructure depends on advanced chips. Those chips come from semiconductor manufacturing, which requires world-class design and rare equipment. So at very single layer, from application down to chip design, the US and China are locked in competition, and government on both sides are deeply involved. But here is the big question. If this battle is so intense, why don't we really see it? Most of us live at the application layer. We interact with apps like ChatGPT or Claude and maybe even build our own AI projects. Here is the interesting part. Competition is actually fiercest at application layer. Why? Because the barrier to entry is low. Anyone can spin up an AI app today, often for free. But the moment you move one layer deeper to the companies training large language models, the game changes. Only a handful of players dominate here. OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta, Google, and in China, Alibaba, DeepSeek, Moonshot, ByteDance, and Baidu. Take Meta's Llama 3.1, released in July 2024. It is a monster. 405 billion parameters trained with about 38 septillion operations, what the industry calls flops or floating point operations. Now let's put that into a perspective. If you had just one NVIDIA H100 GPU, the gold started for training LLMs. It would take you 4,486 years to train this model. One chip cost between $25,000 to $40,000. Meta solved this by throwing money at the problem. They used 16,000 H100 GPUs, costing them somewhere between $400 and $640 million in equipment. The result? Training finished about 3 months instead of thousands of years. That's the kind of barrier to entry we are talking about. And China's companies want to play at this level too. To train models like Llama, you need insane amount of hardware. Meta is estimated to have about 350,000 H100 GPUs. OpenAI is building Stargate, a supercomputer planned to run on 2 million GPUs. xAI is investing billions in its Colossus facility in Memphis, with rooms for 350,000 GPUs. China, on the other hand, doesn't have same scale. Why? Because the US banned NVIDIA's most advanced chips, A100s, H100s, and even the newer H20. Without access to cutting-edge GPUs, Chinese companies face serious barriers at the infrastructure layer. But that has not stopped them. So how is China still competing? Take DeepSeek. They shocked the world in December 2024 with their DeepSeek V3 model. Instead of thousands of H100s, they used just 248 older H800 GPUs and still pulled it off. Even more surprising, their model only needed 3.8 septillion operations, about 10 times less than Llama 3.1. The implication? If you train cutting-edge models with fewer flops, the US massive investment in supercomputing farms could be undermined. China is essentially proving they can innovate with less. But no matter how efficient you are, eventually you still need advanced chips. And that brings us to manufacturing. Back to 2015, China launched Made in China 2025, a plan to produce 70% of its core technology domestically, including semiconductors. But here is the challenge. Building a single advanced chip factory costs about $20 billion. And even if you have the money, you need talented and specialized equipment. China has talent. In fact, it graduates almost twice as many STEM students as the US. But the equipment is the choke point. To make high-performance GPUs like H100, you need a $250 million machine called EUV lithography. Only one company in the world makes it, ASML in the Netherlands. And thanks to US pressure, ASML banned from selling EUV machine to China. That's why almost all the world's most advanced chips come out from the Taiwan's TSMC. And that's why manufacturing is one of the toughest barriers for China to break. So at every layer we see the same story. The US raises barriers with restrictions, bans and control over critical technology. China finds workarounds, proving it can do more with less. And both sides are betting billions that their approach will lead to breakthrough at the application layer, where AI touches our lives. Because at the end of the day, it is not about chips or flops or GPUs, it is about what AI can do. Healthcare, finance, transportation, military, science. The future of these industries will be shaped by what application emerge. And here is the wild part. While governments and tech giants fight at the top layers, innovation at the application layer is still wide open. That means the next game changing AI tool could come from a massive lab or a someone building in their garage. So when we talk about US versus China in AI, remember this, it is not just a battle of chips and infrastructure, it is a battle for the future of applications. And that's where you and I live, the layers where AI actually changes lives.